What happened was, I checked on him like a week and a half ago to see where he was at.
Yeah.
He had 3 cities partially done, and I was like, okay, well, I need you to finish up because each city, they were small ones. They only had like 3 or 4 pages, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, so then I checked on him today, and I'm looking at the paperwork, and I said, dude, what did you get done in the past week and a half? I said, there's nothing has changed on your paperwork. It's exactly the same as when I checked on you a week and a half ago. He goes, oh, the job's just too hard and I can't handle it. So I immediately called up the boss and I was like, what the? I was like, dude, this dude hasn't done shit in a week and a half. He hasn't worked at all. I said he has to have been clocking in at home. I said, and none of his paperwork's done.
Oh,
I was like, he hasn't finished anything past what I checked on him a week and a half ago.
Wow.
yeah.
He said he was going to call and get his pay canceled, but I don't know if we can legally do that.
Mm.
So,
Hey, Dominic.
because there's no way to actually prove that he did anything.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Yeah, just woke up as usual. So let's see how we go.
Okay. I think I got all my
Let me get some chat going
stuff in line. Yep.
so I know
One
who I'm
vision is-
talking to.
One vision says, hey, everybody. Edward,
Ah.
hello. Little
Hello,
Lamar, hi,
Dustin.
Paul.
Hello, Laura. Hello, Edward.
Yep. Laura says hi thing.
Hey, Laura. Hey, Dom.
Good evening to you.
Tim Jackson has got the eyeballs rolling.
Hold on, she said, hi, Paul, Dave, and that thing, and Justin. She must have been talking about Dominic.
Yeah.
Oh, she's talking about Dominic is the thing.
I didn't see Dominic's name in there.
Yeah, just under it.
What's up, Tim?
What's
Hey, Tim.
Now, I think what the reference was, she typed that before Dominic jumped in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't
So
make excuses.
she's
for her.
calling you that thing, Justin.
Yeah,
Don't make excuses for her.
exactly. Yep.
What's the temperature down there, Justin?
All right, he's off.
Yeah. He's dealing with the kiddies, I think.
13
I'll
degrees
be back in
Celsius.
a minute.
Okay, Dave.
13 degrees Celsius. 17. 54 Fahrenheit for you guys. And it's bloody windy here.
Where'd Dave go?
He said he'd be right back in a minute.
He'll be right back. So we were just talking about what temperature it was. What's yours?
What's the temperature down there, Justin?
Right now, 77.
Nice.
It's 45 degrees here
I got
Yeah,
54.
and windy.
I got 54 and windy.
So, Dominic, you remember talking about how I said I wanted to get a 1 terabyte SSD eventually?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm sitting here thinking last night because my gaming PC has a 256 gigabyte in it.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I'm a freaking dumbass. I'm like, I have a mini PC up in the closet that has a 1 terabyte SSD in it. This is like going up there this afternoon when I got home and I ripped it out and I switched it out because they both had Windows 11 already on them. So I just switched it out, signed in my account, re-downloaded everything, and I was good to go.
Oh, good. Nice work.
I was just running out of memory too quick because, doing 1 or 2 videos, that would be like 80, 90 gigs it would take up.
Yeah.
Just to have a couple videos stored on there.
Yeah. I seem to be doing the same thing.
So now I
Yeah.
have 2 terabytes on my PC now.
Yay.
Plus
Now
2,
we just need
plus I got-
two ones.
I have the SSD terabyte and then the hard drive down on the bottom of the computer.
Oh, okay.
And then I have 2 external 1 terabytes. So in total, I got 4 terabytes.
There you go.
Good to hear.
2 of them are built in the computer though.
Oh, it doesn't matter where they are. They're there.
Yep.
What's up,
Hey,
Jody?
Jody.
Tim Jackson says it's 9 degrees Celsius there. Hey, Jody.
So he's cooler than me.
Justin's here, but he doesn't have his camera
No, I'm
Yeah.
eating my dinner.
on. When you don't have your camera on, it's black over there, right? Or does it show your symbol?
Well, it doesn't show me at all on YouTube, just you guys see it.
Okay, because I know that
Tubing.
David, when he puts that thingy up there, it shows even if he's on here or not.
Oh yeah, you can put like a
Yeah.
cover over your camera and do that. Watch.
Yeah.
So if I go like this. And then put that over it like that.
Yeah. So, because I know the reason I was saying that is drone shots usually always says hello to you. And
Oh, he did.
He said hi to Dominic and I.
He said,
What's up, Curtis?
he said now. Hello, Curtis.
Curtis Dart, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm just finishing my dinner up.
So Tim, are you going to pop on over here or what? We're not going to have Paul Hodges on with us tonight. He went to a friend of his birthday party. He had to take the friend's wife to the bakery to get the cake, and they're having a party.
Oh, sounds great then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's
well,
good. It's good for him to get out and stretch his social leg.
actually, Paul don't really have a problem being social. He goes and hangs out with people all the time.
Yes, he does.
You need to get your social legs out.
No,
Yeah.
Hodges is fine. He goes with bonfires and shit all the time.
I'm done with that nonsense. Like Dave, I don't think goes out and socializes all the time either.
I don't go out at all.
Yep.
But is that a lack of mobility or you just don't want to go out?
I hate everybody.
Both.
Yeah,
Good.
I'd agree with that.
Good. Put his ass in the waiting room.
Hello, Curtis.
Little of both,
She wishes she was.
Justin.
Do what?
It's a little of both, actually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you were able to like get up and jog down the street, I'm sure you would get out and do things.
I probably would. You're right. I probably would, but
Yeah, Tim says he's at work and he can't come on, but thanks for thinking about us. Anyway, Tim, you just go ahead and pop in whenever you can in the chat.
So he's with the contractors, is he? Not the clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the clients.
Tim
Yeah.
Tim Jackson says he never socializes either.
I try to keep it to the bare minimum.
I mean, I don't.
I don't know, Dominic. You get around.
But I try to do it at the bare minimum.
Okay.
He's talking about on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's different though.
Yeah. Being social on YouTube's a different thing.
Right.
Like, I don't have a problem going out and being social, so I'm fucking too damn busy all the time.
Well,
Mm.
you got a family too. I don't have a family, and Dave doesn't have a family right there.
Yeah,
And-
but that's just more of a reason for you to go out and do stuff. If I didn't
Mm.
have a family, I'd have tons of free time.
Well, that's the sad part of it is, Justin, you get ready, because as you get older, time is going to get very short in your day, and it'll be middle of the afternoon. What did I do today? What did I want to do today?
Yeah, but I'm still years from that though.
Yes, I know you are. But Dave, don't you get the same thing? It's like
well,
by the time
On-
you think of what you
the
should,
very
the
very
day's over.
best outcome for me could be I'm 3/4 through with my life.
Yeah,
Other than
Oh,
that,
great.
it's going to be much shorter than that.
yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you wake up and then click a finger, it's lunchtime.
Yep.
And
I'm
then
grateful
by
to
the
be
time you
here.
get
I'm
through
not
what you want to
complaining.
do, you click again, and it's suddenly, afternoon where you sit down and you do
That
some
m-
more stuff in front of a coffee, and then click, it's dinner.
That might not be old age, that might be the pills.
Well, I'm on none.
All that
Oh, there you
medication
go.
you're taking, fucking zonked out half the day, no wonder.
That,
Yeah.
that and the gummies.
It's the vape pen for me.
So you don't do the gummies, Dave?
No, they're too strong. No, I can't regulate anything on
Okay.
that.
Well, and then they
And-
hit you hard too.
Well, it hit you hard 2.5, 3 hours later.
Mm.
So
It's
you
just-
throw down, in other words, you've got to stagger it out throughout the day, not just grab a handful of them like we used to do with candy. And
No, I
Mm.
don't do them at all. I just hit the little vape pen, just a couple of puffs off the vape pen
okay,
now and then, and it's the same thing. It's just a little bit at a time, and it's more immediate.
yeah. Tim Jackson is going through the same thing too. He says years go by very quick.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
just click your fingers and it's the end of the day.
I'm ignoring you two in the chat, by the way.
Laura said to Curtis, Dart, I would use your music. And Curtis says, that's because you're cool, little Llama Laura.
How funny, I don't see that. Where's that at?
It's in the chat.
I don't see it.
You don't see a little Llama Laura being cool.
I don't
Yeah,
even
you
know who
gotta move
those.
to live chat.
I don't even know who those two are.
Hey, Joe America, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello.
Go.
Yeah, it's really windy here.
Mm. Okay. Well, good luck with that, Curtis.
Well, not only that, Tim, you got to make all the memories while you're young, because when you get older, you don't remember.
Mm.
It's like all of a sudden a thought from my past will just kind of float through my mind, and then I'm sitting there going, "Now, what was that? What?"
Yeah, it'll just waft in.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe?
Well, Laura's attacking you again in the chat.
That and those two.
And Curtis has been an accomplice to that as well.
She wishes.
That's funny. And he put it in all caps too.
She can have a cool intro. She's not gonna have anybody watching her show. So I mean, tiny little channels that like that don't get much viewers.
You need to have a show that's a whole intro.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
Well, that's
30-minute intro, and then you get on and say hi, and then you
Yeah,
play the
it's a full like an hour long intro.
yeah, an
and when
hour long
it does,
intro where you get on and say hi.
You talk over it,
Yep, you
That's-
just say hi, and then you play the intro again.
You pretty much described Rulin and Mars channel. Is they'll do that. They'll play music and videos for like an hour, and then they'll come on the panel for like 2 seconds and say something, and then boom, right
Mm.
back to the videos again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tina Turner was a good entertainer. Would she die now too?
Yeah, I just heard that. 83, I think she was. There goes two.
Ah, On Sunday, Laura says, I will remember not to invite Justin.
Well, she'll just be by herself. That's no fun.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to cut your nose off to display your face, Laura, because there are a lot of people that love Justin and they'll come over just because Justin's there. There's a lot
Everybody.
of people that love Dominic and they'll come over just because Dominic's there.
Yeah.
Very high percentage come over because of me.
There you go.
Oh, man.
What did Curtis put in the chat? Let's take a look.
Don't be a kiss ass, Laura.
Hmm.
Let me see here.
He's got a whole bunch of intros all hooked together.
God, it's freaking nasty outside.
Is it windy?
No, it's thundering and storming.
Oh, is it?
Okay. I'd love one of those. Send it over.
We're gonna have a frost warning tonight. It's supposed to go down to 28 degrees.
Wowzers.
I mean, here it is, the almost the end of May, and we're gonna have a frost warning. What the hell?
No.
Hey, this is the kind of intro Paul Hodges needs right here. Right here. Right? Something like that.
Yep.
Let's keep
No.
watching. Show all the houses he sold.
Oh no.
That totally has Hodges vibes all over it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though, like to be able to zoom in on where you live at and do something like that.
Sure.
Mhm.
Get a Google shot. Did you have to rip that from Google? The Google Images or whatever? What is it? The fucking Google Earth? Yeah, I thought Laura gave up on StreamYard. She freaking hates it. Every time we were doing StreamYard, all right, we'll see you later, Tim.
There's Curtis.
You know, that's the one drone I see in so many people's like logos and intros. Is the Inspires.
Yeah.
It's a really popular drone. People like to use those.
Yeah, I kind of wish I still had it, but you know, the thing of it is it used to just sit on the table. I never flew it because the controller is so much big and boxy, you know, it's the old style controller. And it isn't user friendly, let's put it that way. Because they changed the electronics after the Inspires.
Laura said I gave in and got Zoom again. Yeah, she was getting tired of all the background noise from everybody. Cause you'd hear everything. You'd hear somebody breathing, you'd hear somebody,
Sure.
every little noise you could hear.
So I was just overlooking, looks like Johnny Drone Flyer is gonna go live here soon.
9 p.m. my time.
Okay,
So that's about an hour and a half.
yep.
I haven't seen Johnny in a long time. How's he doing?
Seems to be okay.
He's still who he is.
Yeah.
Did he, is he still selling real estate or?
I don't know what he does with real estate, but I know he's involved in the real estate market,
Yeah,
but he's isn't he down in,
I
like
thought it was in
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
yeah,
Yeah, he's in Louisiana.
Yeah. So he did a pop-up live last night, my time, your morning.
It's outside my house right now.
Oh,
It's all
Nice.
nasty ass thunderclouds up there all around
oh,
us.
nice.
that's the truck you're using?
Yeah, that's my work truck.
Didn't you have a red one before that?
No. The only two colors I've ever seen on work trucks is black and like normally they're all white, but there are a couple random ass black ones that are in the company that some people had.
Ed Hassick says, gave you a compliment, Justin. The Paul Murray show would not be the same without Justin. He always has something to say.
I appreciate it, Edward. Yeah, because that's where Joe lives, is in Louisiana too. That's where his son's a cop at.
Okay.
So I told him, I said he should send his son down here to work for Grady.
Curtis says he's made over 300 intros so far.
Oh, wow.
They love the cops down here, Joe. Just
Well,
saying.
man.
I'm excited for July 1st.
Yes.
What's happening on July the 1st?
That's when the constitutional carry goes into effect.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Carry without any kind of license concealed.
That's what
No.
we got here.
You just don't have to, you can't be I don't know if that whole felon thing's the same here. Somebody said yesterday that where they were at, it was like after 10 years, they could possess weapons again. They weren't in trouble, which I think that should be a thing. Like, if 10, 15, 20 years goes by and they haven't been in any trouble and they've, got their life back on track, then by all means, they should get all their rights
hello,
that they
Mark
lost
White.
back.
How you doing?
Because my uncle was a perfect example of somebody that actually straightened up, right? He actually got busted for having a meth lab. He got 8 years in jail, did like 6.5, got out early, and got a job with my dad's company. Quit smoking and everything. To this day, he still doesn't do anything. Has never been in trouble since.
Well,
That was a
good,
good 25 years ago.
good.
Got in trouble.
Mm.
So those kind of people, I think they should be allowed to get all those rights back after so long. I think it should be a significant amount of time, but at least 10 years, if not more. Because there's some people that just make mistakes, and they go in and they learn their lesson, they get out, and they don't ever want to be in there again.
Exactly.
They don't do stupid shit no more. That's exactly what my uncle did. Yeah, I don't know if we have that. So I haven't ever looked into that, Joe, so I'm not sure if we have that down here.
The felon law, he says he thinks is down there.
Yeah, he said something about after 10 years, they can have the right to conceal and carry and all that stuff and have a gun and own it and everything without getting in trouble.
Mhm.
But, I don't know if we have that same law down here because I think that goes state by state.
Well, if they were smart, Joe, what they do is to salute you because you're a veteran. They should waive all fees and everything for you.
Like down here, you don't have to, with that constitutional carry, you don't even have to do a background check now. So it's just, as long as you're not an ex-felon, you're good to go.
Do you still carry a card or no?
Nope, you don't have to.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably still get one just to have it for if you go to other states and stuff, but it's
Mm.
not a requirement anymore.
Oh, right.
Because before you had to go to like weapons training and you had to get, take the classes and all that stuff. And But I mean, you should have to do that. You should go and go to the gun range and learn your shit anyway when you buy one.
Hmm.
Should practice pulling it, loading it, taking it apart, cleaning it, put it back together.
Yep.
Unloading it. Everything that you need to learn every aspect of it. Because practicing pulling it is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Gives you the feel for it, for if you have to get into that situation, you know what to do. You're not fumbling. That's why cops, that's why cops do so much training with their weapons.
Oh,
Okay,
Get any
Apparently.
on you?
noise
No, I didn't.
cancellation. Yeah, the noise cancellation said I will allow that.
Yep, yep. They said, "Oh, that's great. Let's let it go through."
Well, you guys weren't doing any better.
I'm sure you do, Tim, you sick bastard.
What'd he say?
I practice pulling it every day. Now, Beans, he's in Australia. We know he's not talking about a gun. Now, you guys can still own guns, but it has to be for like if you're on a farm or something, right?
I think it's different in every state.
Because I know in England they still technically can have, I think, a shotgun if they own a farm
Yeah, for bird hunting and that kind of thing. Yep.
for certain things. I think they still have gun clubs, but I'm not entirely sure.
I haven't seen a gun club or anything like that in years.
I was talking about
I don't know.
the UK. I think they do.
Yeah,
I don't know if that could have changed. Just
Yeah.
like everybody thinks every cop over there doesn't carry weapons. There are some that do.
I'll be right back. Mia wants to go out.
Can't be completely defenseless.
What's that? Come on. Come on. What's that?
Exactly, Joe. See, and that's the thing is like I said, they say within like 22 to 24 feet, if somebody pulls a knife and runs at you at full speed, they can actually get to you before the average person can pull their gun.
Hmm.
Within that distance. So yeah, you got to be quick with it. Practice.
yep. Hmm. Anything else exciting happen?
Not with me.
Well, I don't know what it is, but in the UK, or is it in Asian countries, or like there's more murders made with knives and machetes than there are with guns? Dominic, how's that down there?
Oh, I'd say there seems to be more knife violence.
Yeah.
That's what seems to be happening here.
You see, the Americans, we're a little too lazy, so we gotta use a gun to get it over with.
Mhm. Hmm. Guns are something I don't see that often here, so. Hmm. But another funny thing that I did yesterday was I went into a petrol station, a gas station, and because you've got to go inside the gas station, you've got to go to the what do you call that?
Well, here, was.
We don't have pay at the pump here.
Was it today?
Oh.
Was it today the day that Ron was supposed to go pick up his buddy and then they were gonna head to the first leg of their trip going up north?
I think so.
I thought it was Wednesday, but then remember he came on and said that his other buddy that they're going to pick
Yeah,
up
yeah, I think
screwed up.
yeah, screwed up the dates, and it's probably 24 hours more.
Yeah. So they were trying to figure out whether they just get
Yeah.
a hotel when they got up there or whatever.
And here's a thought for you. Go to the gas station, because I'll
Yeah.
call it gas station. Pay because you've got to go inside. They've got a nice, nice little shop where you go inside and you buy whatever. So I've filled up the petrol. I go to pay and I said to the chap, "Okay, can you? I'll pay for a coffee now before." So I filled it up, paid for the petrol, got a coffee, and then when I finished the coffee, I've gone back to him and say, "I want to pay," and the guy looked at me and going, "No, you just pay," because I don't normally get fuel and then purchase a petrol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Gitchigumi, she travels around quite a bit around Europe and whatever. And I don't think she carries a gun, does she?
I don't know.
Or has a gun, or because
Yeah,
if
Mark.
you're flying and traveling, I mean that would be a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
Because I know one time I took a gun with me when I flew to Kansas City, and they had to inspect
Ken.
it and everything, and then just put it in.
yeah. Marco White's, yeah.
Yeah.
Ours are mini supermarkets with petrol stations on them.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, gas stations.
yeah. It's a mini mart that sells gas, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
Mark.
yeah. And ours are basic. The one that I used yesterday is basically owned by one of the major supermarkets. So it's a smaller version of the supermarket. And we don't have pay at the pump.
Well, like Walmart here and Sam's Club, which are big, versions of one another, they all have gas stations out in the parking lot.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
have a contract.
Not
with
all
Mur-
of them.
No, not all
We
of them.
don't.
But Walmart has a contract with Murphy's USA. It's a company.
Okay.
That's the one that does their gas stations all around the country. Not all, yeah, like Dave said, not all of them have them, just some of them.
Well,
do.
even the Myers here has a out on the pad that has a gas station.
Well, like most Sam's Clubs and Costco's have them too, and you get big discounts on your gas for.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
a
got
club
4
member.
cent. Yeah, if you've got the little loyalty card, you get 4 cents off. If
Yeah,
you spend $30 in the store, but if you actually spend another $5 in the actual gas station itself, you get another, I think, 5 cents. Because both main supermarkets, which are Woolworths and Coles, do that.
Shin
Okay. So
Dynasties.
Gichigumi says that she carries a gun when she's at home, but not when she travels.
Oh yeah, she freaking works on an airline. That wouldn't be too.
Exactly.
Well, the big story here is in Detroit. They had that shooting at the school, that mass shooting, whatever.
Hmm.
That the school district has now decided to put gun safes in the schools so that the security can have the big guns. And it's one of those where you put your eye up there and it reads who you are,
Yeah.
and then lets you in.
Retina scans.
Yeah.
We'll
And,
see.
And the parents are all up in arms about it.
Well, see, here in Florida, they started what they called the Guardian program. And what that is every school has to have a police officer from either the county, the city that it's in. And it also has to have an armed, what they call a guardian security guard. And they are trained by the police departments.
Mm,
And there has to, so you have 2 armed people on site at all times. So here you have you'll have a police officer plus a guardian, what they call a guardian officer. And they have to go through the same police academy training as the cops do. That as far as the physical, learning the weapons and all that, and properly shooting and handling and and that was actually started by Grady Judd. He got with the state. And actually, he's the one that actually came up with that program. Because before, only high schools usually had truant, like they used to call them truant officers, but
mm.
mostly high schools only used to have cops at them. But now every school does, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, plus they have that second person. And that's all they do is walk the grounds all day long. Whenever I go to the schools, I'll pass by. They're usually the ones that will escort me around the school.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a screen share real fast here for Perry Ann. She wanted to know about the Cuyahoga, the one that had the
Mhm.
engine fire that they abandoned ship.
Yeah,
I'm gonna screen share it.
how's it going?
Okay, here it is right here, Cuyahoga. Now, all this is this is a regular, just tells you the ship and whatever.
Mhm.
But let me see if I don't think the satellite map is showing anything. No. It just shows the land that it is.
That
But-
Perry.
This morning, like at midnight last night, there was about 3 or 4 ships parked around it. And they were evacuating everybody off the ship. So it must still be anchored there.
It just broke down or what?
Well, we don't know. It doesn't seem to be, everybody's kind of hush hush about it. So,
Huh.
because it was offshore far enough that you couldn't see it. But, they were reporting it on the marine radio, but not,
Huh. What you want, man?
oh, Quinn says the last gun he used was in Cyprus on UN patrol.
Okay.
Yeah, Perry Ann, they've been pretty tight-lipped about, what's going on with it.
Hmm.
Trying to remember. Let me go over and do a little quick research. Keep everybody entertained for a minute.
Yeah, we'll try and keep everybody entertained.
Yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search up here on the Cuyahoga and find out who the.
You talking about, Joe, a Chinese submarine?
Mm.
Yeah, I thought it was an active class. No.
You know what's funny is they started actually going on patrols a few years ago. And the US nuclear subs started telling them, found out they were actually very easy to track. Apparently
Yeah,
they're very noisy.
I went over and Googled it. And screen share, I'll show you what I was Googled, what came up. Massive freighter issues Mayday on Lake Erie after engine fire.
Mm.
And they must have sent a helicopter out.
Oh, that's what attacked the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mayday Cuyahoga, this is Sarnia Coast Guard Radio. Received your mayday, your distress of an engine fire, 20 people on board. We have your position. We are contacting the Rescue Coordination Center at this time. The Coast Guard received a mayday broadcast from the commercial ship Cuyahoga, north of Pelee Island. The vessel is experiencing an engine room fire, not in command, losing power, will be attempting to anchor. Any vessels in the area able to assist or requested to contact this station, and the Cuyahoga is standing.
Well, that's good that no one was injured.
Yeah. With its
Wow.
engines on fire, the Cuyahoga, massive commercial freighter on Lake Erie, sent out a mayday, the international recognized signal for distress to anyone in the range. Mayday, relay, mayday, relay, mayday, relay. The Canadian Coast Guard radio blared as it rebroadcast the ship's plea for aid.
Don't they have, those escape boats on there? Why didn't they all just get in there and get off the ship?
Mayday relay, mayday relay, mayday relay.
I mean,
All
there was only
stations,
20
all
people on
stations, all
board.
Stations, this is Sarnia Coast Guard Radio, Sarnia Coast Guard Radio, Sarnia Coast Guard Radio, MMSI number 003160030. Distress message filed at 0209 coordinated Universal Time. The Coast Guard received a mayday broadcast from the commercial ship Cuyahoga, north of Pelee Island in approximate position 41 degrees 54.6 north, 082 degrees 37.1 minutes west. The vessel is experiencing an engine room fire, not in command, losing power, will be attempting to anchor. Any vessels in the area able to assist or requested to contact this station, and the Cuyahoga is standing by on channel 16. This is Sarnia Coast Guard Radio, over.
You'd have heard me on the radio. I don't know where I'm at. I'm in the middle of the damn water off of 3rd and Main.
Mm.
Yep.
Ugh.
So if anybody wants to see it, that is Frank Wiswell, Detroit Free Press. It was
Okay.
it should be on YouTube. I would put the link in, but look at how long that damn thing is. I don't think it'd go.
You can shorten it up.
How do you shorten it up?
Well, I can't see it because the stupid box is in the way.
I'm going to copy it, okay, and then let me go back over here. Paste. Oh, it took it.
Yeah, you're under 200, so just hit.
Yeah.
There's the link. There's the link to it.
Mhm.
Because on Amazon, links are like freaking 4 pages long. You can
Yeah,
actually,
Yeah.
you only need like the first like 30 letters or something, and
Mhm.
numbers, and it'll work.
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell they make their links so long.
Always so that when you're copying them.
Yeah, let's not share our product we're trying to sell.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, see, what I would have done is if I was a captain, I'd just anchored the damn ship, got everybody on that lifeboat and right off the ass into that thing.
Well, I think
tried
that they were doing is they didn't want it to sink without at least somebody trying to fight the fire. But I would bet you that extra deck hands, that the cooks and the bottle washers and all those kinds of people, once they got the anchors in. But if you listen to the Coast Guard radio saying that the captain reported that he's losing power, well, they have to have electric power to drop the damn anchors.
There's
So-
no just manual release. It just,
No, I don't think so, because it has something electric has to do it, but I think they got it resolved. Because it hasn't moved, it's still there. Oh, Lenny's back.
Good.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Lynn. She went to the VA
Yeah.
today and she says, think they're trying to see just how long I can go without it before I die. I'm convinced they are trying to cut their budget by not taking care of the Vietnam veterans. Since their new travel pay plan, many of us are not getting it. Well, Lenny, I'm glad you're back home with the babies. Yeah, get you me a lot of the Vietnam veterans when they came back at the airports and stuff, people spit on them and whatever. Just
oh,
terrible.
look at this anchor drop. This one gets out of control. Watch this. Guy's like, yeah, just let it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that thing is gone. See, I don't know why he's sitting there trying to spin it like he's gonna stop it.
Oh, look at it, smoke.
Yeah, yeah, it's burning all the bearings, everything. Look,
Oh,
that's
it's on fire.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
whatever system was holding that weight of that anchor, it's completely fried.
Yeah,
It failed
That's-
completely.
wait till they try and pull it up.
But I love how the two guys are over here like spinning the wheel like they're gonna break it. Like that
Yeah,
thing's gone.
supervising.
Just get away from it. At this point, you're just in a danger zone. See the two guys right there?
Yep.
They're still trying to break it with the little braking wheel thing that they were using to slowly let it out. Like the brakes are gone on that thing. Get the fuck away from it. See, there it goes.
It snapped at the very end, eh?
Yeah,
Wow.
think about it. It's a lot of weight and pressure at one time.
Hmm.
Yeah, Lynn was called a baby killer when she got to Metro Airport in Detroit.
Dude, I've seen one person act like I've seen tons of videos of where one person in public starts acting like a jackass like that, and they get reamed by crowds of people.
Hmm.
Like that one lady that was yelling at the dude because he was asking for his veterans discount, or no, it was he was active military. He wanted a discount, and he was like at like McDonald's or Burger King or something. And the lady started yelling at him. All of a sudden, everybody in the line like turned on her and started screaming at her. And all he was just asked, she was like, "Oh, you think just because you're military, you deserve some kind of special discount?" Oh man, these people went the hell off on her.
Yeah, valid point, Joe. Everybody ran like cockroaches when the lights came on. Yeah.
They did an episode of that. Was it what would you do about that?
Hmm.
Some guy was acting as he was a a veteran that was having trouble. And he was getting a case of beer and some baby formula and some diapers and wipes and all this. And he put the beer back because he was pretending he didn't have enough money. The lady behind him bought him the beer too. She bought all his groceries and his beer. He was like, "Oh, I don't really need the beer." She's like, "No, no, you deserve to have your break, your beer if you want it." She even bought him the alcohol.
Mm.
But plus, back in the day, you was required we travel in uniform. Oh, you can always spot somebody even when they're not in uniform, Lynn, because they'll always have that distinct green duffel bag with them.
Yeah,
And the haircut, you can always tell.
yeah.
You'll see a lot of the young guys traveling in their uniforms though.
Mm.
Like, if you go to the airports, you'll run into big crowds of them all the time. What's up, Abigail? I've been good.
Long time no see.
Same as always.
I see you, Gitchy.
I feel like such a dumbass not remembering I had that freaking SSD. What's up, Sarah?
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
She's at Thomas's award show at the moment.
Good luck.
Yeah, he got an award for school, so we're doing good.
Good on him then.
Oh, hell.
But she didn't want to drag the other two to the school with us, so she had me stay home with them. Plus, it was kind of last minute too. She like found out this morning he was getting an award. They didn't tell us ahead of time for some reason.
They didn't have time to write a speech.
We just got an email. Hold on, let me see here. Effective this month, Heath Consultants will begin its transition to bring your own device policy. She, like I said, she was kind of a last minute thing, Lynn, and she did not want to take the two girls with her
Mhm.
because they were being a bit of a pains tonight, so.
Mm.
Yeah, I got the two girls and Thomas, that's it. Yeah, she didn't want to deal with, because taking them three anywhere, oh my God, is a freaking nightmare and a half. The weather is nasty outside. I actually showed them.
Mm.
Cause then you get all three of them in the car and they're like, I'm hungry. I want to stop at the store. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Better you than me.
Mm.
When you start getting these thoughts in your head, you know, how many years would I spend in prison? I just ran the car off the road. Yeah, his school was out in the middle of friggin' nowhere too. Like the girls' school isn't, but like Kelsey's school is literally just a couple miles away, and so is Aubrey's. But Thomas's is like 15 miles out in the middle of nowhere. And okay. At times, Abigail, at times. Oh man,
Yeah.
long day today. What are you doing today, Dominic?
Well, I'm finally having my birthday party because a friend of mine's going overseas tomorrow to Thailand. And rather than having two parties or AJDS, rather than having two parties and two lunches, we decided to just pull it all into one go. Going to a really lovely Asian fusion restaurant that do a really nice banquet.
So is you, your brother, and some friends going?
No, it's more. No, I have already had the family one, so I'm just going with the Friday crew. My other set of friends.
What's up, JDS and JD? How's it going, guys?
JD and JDS. Oh,
Both popped in at the same time.
Yeah.
JD said hi to you, Ennis.
Hey, JD, how you doing, brother?
And
JDS.
Doesn't
Okay.
doesn't
back
JDS
in a
refer to JD as his mini me?
yes.
Yeah.
Don't mind JDS. He's doing nothing but talking a bunch of crap in the chat. And they're giving you grief because you were muted, Paul. I think you were on the phone, weren't you?
Yeah, I got a phone call and I forgot to unmute. So I'm sitting back here talking away. I just thought everybody was just ignoring me.
We were.
I thought you were still on the phone. I saw you on the phone a few minutes ago and I wasn't paying attention.
Then goes finally. He
How's that
unmuted himself.
chair working out for you, Ennis? Comfortable still?
Oh yeah, I love my chair. Yeah, finally.
Find yourself
Coffee.
sleeping in it more than a bed?
I don't. No. I don't sleep in it much, but I do sit in it half the day anyway. It's quite comfortable.
That's more than we used to get, Mark. It used to just be Ennis's ceiling fan.
I know, Lenny. I know.
He said, I love the way he sees it. He's seen on the camera. So you only get the top of his head.
There you
So
go.
I said, we used to only get the top of his freaking the ceiling fan on the roof
Yep.
back in the day. And it would be in his drawer. You would see the outline of his dresser drawer. And it'd be
No,
looking up
no,
at
no. It was sitting on the second shelf of a nightstand. It wasn't in a
Oh,
drawer.
it looked like a drawer.
It did have like a shelf on top of it that kind of made it look like it was in the drawer. but it wasn't.
Looking at a e-car.
Oh, for $10,000, that includes tax. Okay, JDS.
80 kilometers top speed. That's not very fast, is it? What's 80 kilometers? That's like,
About what, 55?
was it like a little Chinese electric car or something,
Yeah,
JDS?
I think it's a little two-seater.
I'd buy one of those for that price. Shit.
Eighty miles an hour is 49 miles an hour.
Did I unmute?
Yes, unmute, yep.
What's up, David?
Okay. Hey,
Came in, everyone was muted.
oh. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. David is here.
Yeah, David's tired.
David's tired?
Yeah, it's finally starting to hit me now. Yes, run down. So, what's the latest news apart from Tina Turner passing away?
Yeah, that's the latest. She was older than I thought she was.
How old was she?
84, wasn't she?
83.
83.
I
But
know
yeah,
it's
it's not for that age. Because it was only a few years ago, she was bouncing around the stage.
Yeah. Well, that just shows how time flies as we get older. Because I still remember her, like you say, on stage, them little skimpy outfits and the long hair and the hair flopping and
how do they know how she died, or is that still under?
Illness, long-term illness. But they've not announced the cause of death, but she was suffering long-term illness and she died in Switzerland. And I believe Switzerland have assisted death.
oh yeah, they do. A lot of the people with money that want to end it, peacefully
Yeah.
go to Switzerland.
Well, that's not the way she went. That's not.
There's actually states here in the US where that's legal. You can do it in Washington State, Vermont, California, Washington DC, Colorado, Hawaii, New Jersey, Maine, and New Mexico all have.
Hello, David.
Hello.
Birdman.
But briefly legally in New Mexico in 2014, due to the court decision was over. So in New Mexico, it was overturned.
Mm.
I wish it was here. I'd be first one in the bloody queue.
But yeah, they have, all those states have it.
Yep.
New Mexico keeps flip-flopping back and forth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember them legalized. I remember Washington for sure had it legalized. That's why I was,
hmm
looking, cause I didn't want to say before I looked it up. But yeah, you don't even have to go out of the country for that.
There it is.
Yeah. Sad to hear it.
When someone says get back to normal, what are they even talking about?
The hell was that? That was
It's an ad.
God, ads everywhere.
Better on finding a story on YouTube, some random website.
Yeah. Her health faltered in recent years. She was diagnosed with intestinal cancer in 2016 and had a kidney transplant in 2017. Cause of death was not released on Wednesday.
Well, if she had a
It's-
long-term illness, what was it? Because I'm sure somebody in the media reported it on at some point,
Cancer.
Cancer,
but not what kind of cancer they said.
Yeah, it says
Intestinal.
intestinal
intestinal.
cancer. Yep.
Okay, I was looking at JD. Oh, JDS, that's ridiculous. I want to see you get
Hey,
your big ass in
wasting-
that car.
You're wasting your time there.
And she
Mm.
died in her home in Kisnik, near Zurich in Switzerland.
Kisnacht, I think they
Yeah,
pronounce it.
whatever.
going
Oh,
on.
it's just. That's just a motorcycle on wheels.
Copyright.
Oh, you better be careful playing this older
Yeah,
music.
copyright there.
Might be all right. Talking over it.
Yeah, so that'll be a climb.
Yeah,
No,
just
I'm
look-
not worried about a claim, but the older music, they'll tend to shut the stream down if you're playing it.
now
Old,
you can actually now talk as long as you're talking over it.
Yep.
It's classed as fair usage.
Oh, okay.
this is a car JDS is talking about he's getting. It's literally just a motorcycle with four wheels.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to see
That's my size of car.
I want to see
I
his
like
big
something
ass
that
get in there.
size.
That doesn't look like JDS.
Well, you never know.
Hmm.
Does Justin look like Bertha?
Yeah, tall people wouldn't like cars like that.
Why not?
Hard to get in and out of.
No,
Yeah, I
I think the whole big door, isn't it? Yeah.
Mia says, how dare somebody walk a dog on my sidewalk, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Get off my side of the street.
Get off my lawn.
Like I said, I want to see JDS's big ass get into that car.
Not big enough for the both of us.
Hmm.
One is gonna have to move an
That's
alley.
nice looking. If is that a new one, JDS, or is that,
I don't know why the hell they put handlebars inside of it.
To
Yeah,
steer.
they need the Jesus bars on those, I tell you.
Friggin' put some ape hangers on there.
Yeah, well, that's what we call them Jesus bars here.
well, the thing of it is, if you had ape hangers on there, you'd be smacking your knuckles into the interior off.
That's what I'm saying. Be up like this and the roof just.
Nah, for local travel, I won't mind one of them.
Well, yeah, you don't have a car, so it'd be good for you.
Yeah, I mean, what damage can I do with an epileptic seizure in one?
That
Yeah,
that
nothing.
and you could park it right in the side yard. And nobody'd say a word.
What do you
Hmm.
mean? I just take it around the supermarket.
Yeah.
JDS, that's called kidnapping. By the way, down here in the States, I mean, that's illegal. Can't just stick two girls in your trunk and then haul ass with them.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
that'd be the way. Just going down to the store to pick two up.
Yeah, that's right.
In the whoops department.
Oh, God. We're all going to hell.
No
Yeah.
license needed. Yep. Well, that's the way it is over here with golf carts too, Justin. You don't need a license.
Yeah, Twizy.
Yeah, but if you want to ride them on the
Twizy
street
was fun.
here, it would still have to be registered, but you wouldn't have to have a special license.
No,
Jake-
you don't. Here in Michigan, you don't have to register.
JDS, if you hurry up, you can have one delivered here for me.
You just have to follow the rules of the road. State of the right.
Yeah, it'd come under. It would come on. I would say it'd probably come under. Sort of not an electric cycle.
Well, there's
You go from an electric cycle to a moped, and a moped needs to be registered.
the electric
the electric
Electric
cycle doesn't.
Mobility Act. It went through Congress, and it allows you to have electric vehicles on the streets as long as you follow the rules. It can't
Yeah.
go over 30 miles an hour
Yeah.
and stay to the right.
Hmm. Well, it'd be stay to the left here.
Yeah.
We're on the opposite
Oh,
side.
that's right. Dominic wants to drive on the wrong side.
Actually, come to think about that, Justin, can you just type in the chat a minute?
What do you
No,
want me to type?
Just type a hello or something.
why?
So I can go to your channel.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see what's coming here.
What's that?
I can't see what's coming here.
I just need to find something.
Just has to be street legal, exactly. So it would have to have turn signals, headlights,
Yep,
brake lights, all
Yep.
that. It wouldn't just be able to go on the road without some
Yep.
kind of regulation.
yep, because I took all of my golf carts when I had them and I put the headlights in, the brake lights in, the turn signals in.
Mhm.
Cause even, now even damn, you go to the, like Pennsylvania in the Amish country, they have to have that shit on their,
On their
on their
horse and
carriages.
buggies, right?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
actually have to have brake lights and all that stuff because
Hmm.
of that.
But yeah, they make kits and everything for golf carts where the
Checks like I'd notice that.
the
Well-
headlights and turn signals just go right into the dash. Then they got a dash for it.
Yeah.
Got some
Right.
lights.
I think this is the video I needed.
Most
Dominic,
bicycles in this community they run a little red strobe light on the back.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to have
And
that.
it's real easy to see them. And they got the little lanes for just bicycles only all over
Yeah, yeah.
downtown here
Yeah.
in the University District.
Yeah.
and-
Everything is littered with bike lanes here.
oh,
Right.
yeah. Well,
Dominic, this is proof that me and you are correct about what side of the road people prefer, because this is just proving a point. Watch.
Well, what is this? Ow!
I remember this.
6'9", U, R,
He's trying to get my license plate.
R, 6'7".
He deserved to drive on the left. Look at that. Watch, and he even
Yeah.
goes back. Watch. See?
Well, what is this? Ow!
Said, he's more freaking British than he likes to admit.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he was only in the left-hand lanes when he was passing.
No, he was in the right-hand lanes passing. He was in the
No, he wasn't. You
yeah.
go back and look at it. When there was somebody on the side of the road, he went out to the left and then he came back.
Mm.
But I was speeding like crazy. I was doing about 80 or 90 there.
Joe says it's hell to put those brake lights and stuff on the horses' asses.
Oh,
There we go.
Well, what?
All right, here we go again.
Oh, $3,700 for that same car.
Oh,
is
nice.
this?
Canada.
Ow!
Here you go.
And I'll
Watch.
watch it.
Yeah, watch.
6'9",
There he
U,
goes.
R,
Right.
6.
Watch. He's on the right hand
Look at where
side.
the stripes are. There's the stop stripe.
Yeah,
Right
he's
on
on
the
the
right
right
hand
hand
side.
No, wait. He's on the right hand side of the road. Goes towards the left.
yeah, I was riding on the wrong side right there.
Yeah,
That's the
now he's
right
on
side of the
left.
road,
Watch.
yeah.
He moves over to the right to go past that car.
No,
Back into the left.
That's the best
he
side.
went to the left to pass that next car.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
David,
that's the best side of the road.
but David does have me on the first part there. I was on the wrong side of the road.
Busted, Justin. You would have got away with it if it weren't for YouTube Shorts.
There you go. Speaking of filling up horses. There you go.
And there's always a Family Guy clip for every.
Every
Martyr
time
of
somebody
God.
says something like that, I can figure out, I can remember one.
Let me go back and see if I've got a picture of Lenny's golf cart, JDS. Um,
It's not even a golf cart, JDS. It's just a friggin' mobility scooter with a roof.
Mobility scooter, yep, that's what
With
I
a
said.
roof. Although I'd drive that around, shit.
Yeah,
Be a cool little neighborhood
Magnet.
car to. Well, I'm
Yeah,
just
but-
saying, if you want something just to cruise around the neighborhood on, why not?
yeah, drive around with arm on the door jams. And do that, yep, chick magnet. Oh, even better.
As they say, most disabilities are invisible.
Exactly.
Just because somebody isn't walking with a limp, someone ain't throwing themselves around, dragging their ass along the floor, or in a wheelchair, doesn't mean they haven't got a disability.
Have you seen JDS?
Why does he
Yeah.
do all that?
He's just a walking disability.
Yeah.
The amount of times where people have said to me, "Oh, you'll be all right. Just get a job." Yeah, and then I have a seizure and fall into the machine, and somebody's got to come and get me.
Hmm.
You know what? I'd love a job. Just be able to get out of here and go on to work and change the scenery and stuff.
Look at these
Got to
freaking golf.
find an employment agent, a company that will employ me.
Oh, yeah.
Little Bentleys, little Roadsters.
Oh,
Yeah, little
chick magnet.
Cadillac.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Now that-
I would like that, but literally all enclosed with doors and everything. That'd be freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm
A
in with
little,
that.
a little Hummer.
Yeah, that looks good.
I think you get soaked over here in one of them.
That one looks so ghetto to the other ones.
Yeah.
In fact, the old milk floats over here.
Yeah.
No, I saw two the other day in that neighborhood I was in that kind of looked like they had car bodies like that, but they were all enclosed and had actual doors and everything. And they were 6-seater in that real rich hoity-toity neighborhood I was in the other day.
Oh, yeah, they've got, the ones with the doors on them, yep. Lenny, I can't seem to find your golf cart pictures.
My grandpa had one that looked like a Model T back in the day. It was a 4-seater.
Hmm.
And it looked just, it had the Model T tires and rims and the body was all like a Model T. I mean, it looked like a legit miniature Model T.
Hmm.
And then he had a little go-kart that matched it. And it was just a little 1-seater go-kart with a Model T body on it. And they were matching.
Oh, I'm gonna see about getting Laura registered for disability. She's coming all over American now.
Yeah.
Instead of saying motorway this morning, she went highway. It was like, that's it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she told David to go get her some nuggies as a snacky snack.
Yeah.
Mm,
Let's have some nuggies.
Nuggies.
little
She's-
chicken tendies.
Going all American.
I told you, give me 6 months with her and she'll come back. She'll annoy the living piss out of you.
Give you 6 months.
Yeah, we've got to get some Australian terminology as well.
She'll come back over there. She'll have a gun in her waistband and everything. So what'd you say to me?
Waking up in the morning, g'day, mate.
Yeah.
How about some nuggies for breakfast?
JDS, I should turn my Honda Shadow into a mobility scooter.
Oh, why not?
It's asking where is Paul Holly?
Paul
Hodge?
Hodges. He
He had
went.
a party to not go to
He had
tonight.
a birthday party to go to.
So he was taking somebody to go pick up a cake for it, so. And he was heading there.
I can't seem to find it, Lynn. If you want to put the link in the chat for the picture of your golf cart.
Laura, the answer's no.
Well, in the
Yeah.
meantime, Laura, have him go get you a snacky snack at the store.
Snacky snack?
Yeah. I've
A
been giving
hacky
Laura,
snack or a
no, a
hacky
snacky snack.
snacky snack?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the
So
same.
I'm gonna.
Been giving Laura all these annoying, slang terms from America. Annoy David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't just say, go and get me a snack.
Tell him he's acting real sus, Laura. Very sus.
Oh, we got sus over here.
What's that over here? You're acting very sus, very
That's
suspicious.
where it's,
I was in
Yeah.
Geeks Vana chat earlier this afternoon. And his camera kept going out. I was like, man, that camera's real sus.
Paul, I don't know if you saw, Lynn said she sent you some pictures.
Yeah, I saw it was sent. Can't you just put it in the chat? Everybody
No, you
can see it,
can't.
because otherwise it's gonna be small.
Scooby
Get it.
snack. Yeah.
They could sell a Scooby snack.
There
Yeah.
actually are Scooby snacks over there, a little graham cracker,
Yeah, you can get them over here.
Graham
cookies.
crackers.
Yeah, shaped like dog bones. They're little cookies.
Hey, Julio,
Yeah, They're
you've just
actually pretty
reminded
good.
me about something. I'll just go and get something.
They're actually very good. If I swear to God, if he comes back with Vegemite, I swear he's gonna come back with Vegemite and frickin' Scooby snacks with dip in them.
No. It's not Vegemite.
Oh, thank God.
Diesels. Yeah,
hell
you
are
guys
those?
have these over there?
Cheezels.
Hula hoops.
Diesels, yeah.
We call
I
them
don't
hula.
know. Show me one of them. What do they look like?
Yeah, just
Just
open the
potato
bag.
snacks with
Well,
cheese.
Is it like a Cheetos cheese puff?
Yeah, but in a round ring.
So you can't see any of them.
Why
No,
don't you
we've got an idea.
Just Google
can
it on
actually
your
hit one
computer
of
and
them
share.
and-
Google what?
What was that?
Is
She
she,
sent me some pictures, but
is she shared them on Facebook?
Well, if she share them to somebody else, Lynn, that knows how to use their phone.
yeah, send
Send them to David and he can share them for you. I'm not really.
I'm not the master wizard with that.
Oh, I like that, Joe. I just saw your picture. Oh, that's freaking badass. Check this out. This is from Captain America.
Ah,
Oh, Joe, look at that, quick reloaders.
yeah.
Got freaking 5 of them. That is a nice little setup. That is a nice gun.
Mm-mm. Yep.
They're in your messenger.
Okay, hold on, give me a second.
Back to the Cheezels.
Lynn, put it in your messenger.
Oh. Okay, so let me make this big.
Oh, nice.
Alright,
Sounds delicious, Mark. Oh, yeah.
oh, that's
Your golf
badass.
cart. Yep.
Ah, that's a chick magnet, I tell you.
I'm not sure you're pulling many in that.
Well, unless you're like JDS and you're just kidnapping chicks. Got a little
Tying them to the back seat there.
I like how it's got the little bucket seat on the back.
Yeah.
I'd have that changed and have, you know, like the king had the guards on the back of his cart, his horse and carriage.
Yeah.
I'd have it changed and have a stand so that you can have one of them on the back.
That was Lynn's golf cart?
That's, yeah, she's out in her garage.
Horse and
Is
cart.
she still selling it? Cause on that picture, she had a for sale sign on the front.
No, that's when she bought it, I think.
Okay, okay.
But I think she's thinking about selling it. She hasn't said, she's thinking about selling her 2 motorhomes and the golf cart, I think.
It looked like it, Mark. I'm not sure exactly what model that was, but if Joe's in the
Hmm.
chat, he could tell you.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lynn's got the, we spotted that golf cart was down by Mercy Hospital, the south end of town, was parked alongside of the road for sale. And I did a quick U-turn and went back and looked at it.
I know, Lynn, you could almost take that, put a hatch over that seat and use it as a trunk too.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
they do make a trunk cap. Yes, they do.
That's what I'd have on there, a little trunk cap, because if you're not using that seat, it's good to have the seat if you need it.
Yeah,
But then if you don't, you can put the hatch down and use it as a little trunk, put your, if you're going down to the grocery store or something like that.
yep.
The back seat is for the boyfriend of the chick riding next to you. Hey, Joe, Mark wanted to know what gun that was. Model and everything. Mark White wanted to know.
If that was a Smith, it was a Model 60, I think. Cheap. 38 snub nose.
Yeah, the golf cart is a 32 Ford Rat Rod kit.
No, that was a Charter Arms 357 Mag Pug. That thing got a little,
357, yep.
that thing
Nice.
got a little kick to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to have a Colt Python 357 Magnum, was nickel plated. And boy, when you pull the cap off of that, boy, boom,
I don't know if I could sit in that seat when my feet would be dragging. I wouldn't trust anybody driving that thing with me back there. You know how many golf carts I'm almost flown out of and somebody took a corner too quick?
Yeah,
Mm.
Lynn's got seat belts in her inside her golf cart.
Well, I'm saying that little rumble seat though, I don't know if I
No,
could
there's
s-
no.
That's for like little kids and stuff.
Well, she used to put like a stuffed animal in there or something,
Yeah, cause that's like, it's too low to the ground. I wouldn't be able to sit in it. My feet would be dragging like crazy.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd have a realistic looking cat sat on it.
Hmm.
Oh, you could build a little bird cage off the back and take Anthony for rides.
And take Anthony with you, yeah.
Yeah.
Just find a bird, have somebody make a custom
I don't
bird
think
cage.
I
put in
don't
there.
think he wouldn't like the wind. I don't think.
I'm going to be honest, I'd just turn the passenger seat into a bird cage and have Anthony next to me.
Hmm.
And then, well, I'd have it for our cockatiels and then Laura can have the back seat.
She said it's for looks only anyway, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, because what they did is they took the molded thing off that had the top twister.
Yeah, it was like a latch.
Yeah.
Another short.
Keep it up,
Uh,
JDS. The minute Sarah leaves the chat, he starts getting mouthy again.
Yeah.
I remember when.
Oh my God.
Oh, she just popped back in the chat. Watch yourself, JDS.
He's back.
And that's definitely not me because I don't have her account on my computer no more because when I redid my computer, all those accounts weren't logged in on there. So
Okay.
all right, guys, I'm off. It's 6:30.
You're heading out?
Yeah,
You got to jump off.
I gotta go meet that girl in the morning to drop that paperwork off.
Sarah now.
Have a good one.
Work related. I've
Yeah.
never even met the girl.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
That's what I just
Bye.
said.
Hey, Justin.
All right.
I was trying to get him to argue so he could drag his goodbye out.
Yeah.
Oh, JDS is on his second warning.
Yeah. Right too.
Hello, AZ.
Hello. You're late.
Do any of you guys have Google?
I do.
Yeah, but I'm
No, right, just a minute.
not too far, probably.
Googly bear?
Looking zebra finches were fighting. Yes, Laura, I did like your shorts.
What?
Would you like me to take it back? Take it back? Laura posted another short in the chat.
As per
Okay,
usual.
but you know, if somebody just was tuning in, they says, I like your shorts. I mean, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
They're wrong with liking someone's shorts?
Well, I don't know. Were you trying them on yourself or what?
Men wear shorts over here. Because I'm guessing your shorts mean your underpants. What we call pants. Or boxers. Or briefs.
Very aware of all that.
Or if you were in the 80s, the Y-fronts.
Yeah. They still have those?
Oh, yeah, they still have the Y-fronts.
Oh, great. Nice and comfortable back then.
There was a program on last night, and the woman said the great thing about Y-fronts is that if you turned them inside out, you had a little secret pocket to hide your sweets in school. You can get your hands out your trousers. I'm having a werewolves. Is that what they call it these days?
Mm. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I did pick up on that one, Lynn.
yeah.
I just turned the heat on. It doesn't seem to be working that good, but hey, it's working.
It is
But
what
it
it
doesn't
is.
seem to blow as hard as what I'm used to.
That could be another misconstrued.
Yeah, I'm not commenting on that.
Yeah.
Just sitting back and listening.
Yeah, well, no, especially when Lynn started talking about Paul and his squirrel nuts, and then Paul comes back and says it doesn't blow. You can't blow as hard as he used to.
Well, the new furnace just doesn't seem to have the output that the old one did. The old one, when the furnace used to kick on, you know, the little vents is like woof.
Yeah.
But I just went around and put my hand in front of the vents and no woof.
Yeah, but is it that hot that you need it blowing?
It's only 44 degrees in the house.
Yeah.
Only 40. Wow, what is it in here? It's currently 27 in here.
What? That's heading towards 80 Fahrenheit. That sounds nice. Wouldn't mind one of those.
And they put new thermostats in today. Kind of pissed me off. The old thermostats used to be automatic. You set the heat where you wanted, and you set the air where you wanted.
Yeah.
Now I have to manually go over and select heat or air.
It's time to piss off and change it back.
Yeah, it kind of pisses me off.
Hmm. Can see outside. About Actually, I think we got 15 now. 13.
So Dominic, are you on your goodbye countdown or what?
Yeah, I'm on my goodbye countdown now.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be leaving at 6:45 your time
Okay.
or 11:45 British Standard Time, 8:45 here.
I think David is down and out, isn't he?
Nah, I'm here,
Okay. All right, Dave.
just listening, having a good time. Kind
That's
of,
good.
not that way, come on.
Well, what would you guys suggest I set the heat in the house at? 74, 72, or what?
Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Over here, they say
I'd go
16
72.
degrees.
Say what?
They say 16 degrees over here. So what's that? 16, 32. So it's 64.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we were at school, the rule was if the heating broke down and it dropped below 14 degrees, you could go home.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
We also had the opposite. If it got to 38 Celsius, you'd be let out.
yeah, and there used to be a little light at the
101.
teacher's desk that would tell them that the temperature was too hot. And where my form room was right next to the boiler cupboard.
Ah,
So in the winter months, it was like, ooh, turn this
Nice.
down.
yeah. Well, and the classrooms that I had always faced the sun. Because it was always north facing. So it'd be great in the winter months if you get those winter sunny days. But you'd be sitting right on the window. But in the summer months, you'd be sitting way back to stay out of it.
Have you read the chat? Echo, echo, echo.
Is there an echo? Yeah, I would agree with that, JD.
I don't know. They're all going off in the chat.
Yeah, you set the temperature to what you feel comfortable.
I got it set right now at 73 degrees.
If it makes you feel comfortable, then
Well, last night I froze my ass off. I got down to 45 degrees and I couldn't sleep.
Hmm.
And so I called them. I called and left a message that I wanted to see somebody. I called them this morning at 3:30 a.m. And they had somebody answered it and she took the notes and says, I have somebody call you first thing in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've not had the heating on again all winter.
Yes, JD, they came back and were here. They got here about 8:30 and stayed until about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I'd be having a word with them, Paul. There's not in this day and age. There is no need to have a non-automated heating and cooling system. I mean, even over here, it's all thermostat controlled, and
You tell it the range to sit it at.
yeah,
Won't be.
Paul is ready to say bye-bye.
Is he getting that look? Has he got that vibe?
Getting,
about-
getting that look, yeah.
He's got the vibe.
Well, JD, no, it is working. It just doesn't have the volume of heat coming out that I was used to with the old equipment, but
Okay, then.
what I'm not used to is it used to be all, the thermostat was automatic between you used to set two different parameters, one for the air conditioning, one for heating, and it would just automatically switch. Now I have to go over and manually switch to heat or manually switch to air.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd have a word with them, Paul, and ask them why that is, because
Yeah.
that is so inefficient. You know, in
Yeah,
this
what,
day
hap-
and
what
age-
happens if you're not here, you know?
Yeah, in this day and age, though, they're on about, you know, trying to be more environmentally friendly. You know, what happens if you're unwell and you can't get down to the switch?
Right?
exactly. Doesn't it have a remote control or something like that?
It doesn't even matter because batteries down, remote controls and stuff. It should just be automatic on the thermostat.
Right. No, it's not 45 inside the house. Last night it was. But today it's not that cold. Right now, it's 48 degrees outside, JD. But in the house right now, it's about 70. Lynn, does your thermostat work that way that you've got? It's not automatic. You have to manually switch it. Because the installer came out and said that he could put the old thermostats, because they're older, but they're still working, back on there. But he said the new thermostats are much better. I don't know.
If they're not working for you, Paul, that's the main thing, and it's not about those upstairs. It's about yourself downstairs.
Hmm.
No, the heat just switched off again.
Oh, no.
What the hell's the temperature in here? Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay. If that's what you feel, Wayne B.
Yeah, it might actually be too efficient.
Yeah.
You know, where as soon as it hits that temperature, it's turned off, but it's not obviously.
Okay, so it's showing 72 degrees.
Is that what you got it set to?
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously doing something right because that's what you need.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But now out here, oh, it's 75 in this room. And
It'd
in
be an
that
interesting
room,
one, JD.
But I think, but like you said, Paul, you're not.
well, I find that I get older, I get cold easy, you know?
Yeah, it might be 72 where the heating source is, but it doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's 72.
No,
It
what
hasn't-
what I did is, this is a laser thing and I just shot the wall. To see what the temperature.
What about the furthest wall from the heater? What's that temperature?
Okay, that would be the temperature over here.
Yeah.
75.5.
Oh, okay.
And then in the living room,
Go as far away as you can.
75.3.
72.5 in the living room.
Okay.
And out here in the deck room, it is 75.
Okay.
What's it in the
So
kitchen?
the ambience is traveling.
Kitchen 75. Okay, so I guess it's working.
Yeah.
But
Well.
the only thing I don't like, Dominic, is it's supposed to get to be 80 degrees the next couple of days.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that means I gotta go over and put the switch to air.
You've got to flick it. Yeah.
Paul, I think Lindy's
it's one of
putting your
those.
fault on your system.
What's that?
It's your internal thermostat that's faulty.
It could be.
Could be, Lynn.
There's your dog that.
I think that is JD. Yeah.
JD says I'm the issue.
Okay,
Well, there's no heat vents in the deck room.
interesting.
That's the room out here that was 76 or 77 degrees. But
Oh.
it's all windows, so,
Yeah, it's the ambience.
yeah.
And then it'll probably travel up the stairs.
Still 27 in here.
Well, it's Dominic, the system has 3 different zones. I've got a zone here, there's a zone in the basement, and there's a zone upstairs. So in other words, their thermostats will call different than my thermostats. And then when they call for heat or air, it has dampers in the ducts, and it closes the damper off and pushes it up there upstairs. Yeah, I got a computer on the wall of the basement next to the furnace, Dominic. It's about this big,
Okay,
this thick. And it controls the air dampening system.
You remember in the 80s, you used to have the little dial that you used to turn, and you used to have to press. You had to set it to the right time, and then you have to press the pegs in for each 15-minute segment you wanted the heating to come on for. You could have it come on for 15 minutes and go off for 15 and come back on for 15.
Well, one of the reasons that I called them today was in the middle of the night is I went in the bathroom and the outdoor air conditioner was running, and it was 45 degrees in the house. And it was blowing all cold air.
Well, that's not good.
No. But the outdoor air conditioner is not running now, so maybe I just need to give it a chance.
Yeah, it probably needs some bedding in and getting used to, and once you get settled, you should be fine. But at least you're in the right months for having it to be bedded in rather than in the winter.
Yeah.
Always puzzles me over here how everybody in the months of November, December, and January get the heating changed.
Yeah.
Change it in the summer, you idiots.
Well, this is the time of year when you use both heating and cooling. Heating and air.
yeah, it's at halfway point of the.
Yeah, but as
the
it gets
season.
warmer, it's going to be strictly air conditioning. And then when it gets into the fall, you go back to heating and cooling on and off. And then in the wintertime, it's just going to be heating.
Yeah, you just need to get used to it, Paul. I think it's just going to take some time to bed into the property and bed into your,
Yeah.
your way of thinking. And like I say, in the winter months, if you're finding it a little bit cold, you can always whack the temperature up a little bit.
So now when I turn the temperature up for the air conditioning, Dominic and David, when I turn the air conditioning on, flick that on, what temperature should that be at? Like about 80, 85 or 78 or? Or 76 maybe, or 74 or whatever.
Well, your weather's a lot different to us because we could have like 19 degrees and it'd be so hot and sticky, but it's only because the humidity.
Yeah.
But then again, we can have 30 degrees and you're fine.
Well, it's like tonight, we're under a frost advisory here. It's going to get down to 18 to 22 degrees tonight.
Okay.
That's what I say. Gee.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And we've not seen ice since February.
That's awesome.
We still haven't had it. I think we've had one frost warning.
What do you need a warning for frost for?
Warning, frost coming.
Laura, how you doing?
Hi, Paul.
You know, it's getting ridiculous over
Hey,
here.
Laura.
Hey, Dave.
It's going to rain. Let's give a yellow warning for rain.
Yeah, why not?
And then the rain passes, and it's like, they don't even have to get the umbrella out.
Yeah, you always have that. You have to have a warning for everything these days.
Yeah. Yellow warning for thunderstorms. Flash. What was that?
Yeah, that was
Hey,
it.
hey,
Yeah.
Lenny, I just got an application today for $507 a month. They'll give me $25,000.
Oh, why not?
Hell no.
Think of what you could buy with it.
Yeah, but think about having to pay it back.
I know that. You think about that later.
Like my stepdad said, he says, don't get into debt until you're into your late 70s. And then he says, you just don't tell them that you're getting it on the never, never.
Never what?
The never, never means you're never paying it back because you ain't got
Exactly.
enough to pay it back.
Well, that's the stage I'm at right now.
You're nowhere near. You're only 71.
Yeah, but I'm at that stage. I can hardly walk. It's getting worse.
Well, don't worry. You can just be like Rob. We'll put you in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
No, it's just I'm not steady. I'm dropping things. Can't remember anything.
I do that.
Oh, welcome to my world.
Yep. Well, and then I'm worried about Lenny too, you know.
Oh, yes, we're all worried about Lenny.
Yeah. Yep.
Your government better get off their fucking asses and get it sorted.
Mm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. Lynn, did you get anywhere with the VA today? Did you go over and raise hell or? What's he doing?
Dave. It's all right. Tim actually messaged us the other day while we was in a meeting about our homeless situation, and he said he was going to write a letter to the British government about it and tell them to get it sorted. Because it came through while we was in this meeting, I said to the woman, I went, look, it's now becoming an international incident.
That's right.
We've got the international community on our side.
Yeah.
No one in the UK is on our side, but everybody on the continent are.
Everybody in the rest of the world is. Nothing Gitchy. We don't do anything exciting here.
I want you to say hello to everybody and tell them how it went today.
It went. I'm okay.
You're not okay.
Nothing's gonna change.
Did you raise hell with them or what?
It's all right.
A little bit.
Actually messaged us the other day while we was in a meeting about our homeless situation. He said he was going to write a letter to the British government about it.
Now you've got an echo happening there now.
Yeah, that's Linny on the phone.
Yeah.
I said to the woman, I went, look, it's now becoming an international incident. God, my voice is horrible.
Yeah.
So's your face.
I think mine is too.
You need, Lenny, you need to mute your end
Yeah,
because we're getting
because we're
feed-
getting an echo.
Oh, you rang Lenny.
Yes,
Hello.
she's on the phone. Okay, are you muted? Are you muted now?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, everybody has questions and they wanted to talk to you. And so I thought the best way to do it would be call you on the phone. And you can kind of give them an update of where you're at.
I'm the same place that I was this morning. Just waiting.
And you can't breathe.
No. I'm losing my voice too.
Right, that's it. I'm gonna make Lenny an international incident. You know, I'm gonna get it in our papers how the American government are treating their veterans like trash.
Yes.
They won't. They don't care. They don't want to pay us anymore.
It's not about that though, is it? It's just
They're
wrong.
worried about the
Everybody-
current veterans, not the old ones.
Yep.
You've paid into the system, you fought for your country, you've
Yeah.
done everything you needed to do. They should at least see you
They
out.
don't care, David. They don't care anymore.
Well, tell Joe Biden if he wants his nappies, he better start caring. Otherwise, we're going to ban him having nappies.
Yeah.
The good thing I can't talk to him.
Because you might have smashed you in the face.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's just wrong, isn't it? I mean, he's supposed to be a Democrat. You know, is he a Democrat? Yeah,
Yeah.
Democrat.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be, and they're supposed to be on the side of social care and, you know,
He has no clue how the real people live.
now, clearly not.
Well, he and his family become multi-millionaires. And all he does is been working for government his whole life. They didn't have any money when they came in there.
Worked.
He's never worked a day in his life.
Never had a real job a day in his life.
Well, hopefully someone's going up against him.
Well, the thing of it is,
Anybody.
here's the situation, David, is that the people that are really running our government are not elected.
Hmm.
The elected people are the puppets.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the same over here. It's the civil servants.
Yep, and they don't care as
Sorry to
long
hear
as
that,
they
Dickie.
maintain control and they tell the people that are in office what to say, what to do, and how to act.
Yeah, that's why they say no matter who you vote in, it's the same. Of course it is,
Mhm.
because
Same
it's
shit,
the
different
same
day.
people behind them. You know, they don't bring their own civil servants in; they stay. Their job for life.
Yep, it's sad. It really is.
They're faceless and unaccountable.
Well, Lynn said that she's on a veterans group. She says there's all kinds of Vietnam era veterans that are in the same boat, right, Lynn?
Yeah, my friend, I heard from Mike in Indiana last night. He's got a tumor in his jaw and they keep telling him there's nothing wrong. And he's got Agent Orange and he was in Vietnam. They're giving him the runaround.
Can you go to the media over there? Man, you don't have the same
Yes.
sort of media as we have over here, do you?
He was there too.
Yeah, but see, what David's asking you, has any of you or your friends gone to the media and did a story about the way you're being treated?
No, because then we'd lose everything.
Now, they see what Lynn's theory is, and it probably is true, is that the government always wins. They'll punish you
Yes,
if you say a word.
we won't get our medicine. What little care we do get now, they'll take it away. All of our benefits will be gone. And most of us can't live without it.
And Lynn still hasn't gotten a bottle of oxygen yet.
Shame we can't get Linny over here because it's free at the point of, point of care. And then we'll just send the bill over to the American government and say, oh, you pay this.
Yeah.
Because it's stupid, right? Over here, we can struggle to get any sort of care under our NHS system.
Hmm.
In queues and that. If you're from another country, say, Dominic, you come over here and you've got something wrong with you, just show up at A&E. They'll treat you. They'll put you through the system. They'll rush you through. Yeah. And then all they do is
To
they send
backbill
the
your
bill.
government, right?
They bill your government and your government have to pay it.
Well, I feel so bad for Lynn. I mean, I understand, my situation is a little bit different, not as dire as Lynn's. But Lynn is privately, as she said, how long do you figure you got, Lynn?
I don't know. I told him I don't want to know exactly.
No, that's the problem. You just don't want to know.
No, I don't want to know.
You just want it for, to be as painless as possible.
Right.
Quick when it happens, but not for a long time.
It would be too much stress and anxiety to know when.
She keeps coughing all the time and can't bring anything up. What's your lung capacity now? About 45%?
No, I'm down in the 70s.
70%. Okay.
Supposed to be 92.
Yeah, 92 to 95, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do think those new medicines are helping a little bit, but it's taken away my voice.
Do you like pineapple juice?
This one is a mist, the other one's powder.
She takes a mist and a powder.
Yeah. Just to help protect your throat and that.
You have to be
Pineapple
careful with
juice.
powder because it can cause thrush.
David says pineapple juice will help protect your throat. I don't know.
Yeah, you just got to put, when you take some, you got to, gurgle it like you would with mouthwash, and then let it just go down. And it gives your throat a coating. But there's a lot of people over here that are moving over to these powder sprays for allergies and asthmas and stuff. And they're all sounding sick. They're all sounding croaky. It's like they're finding new ways to bump everybody off. COVID didn't get rid of it. Find another way.
I've
Bye.
got to
Say goodbye to Dominic, Lynn.
Bye, Dom.
Catch you later, Dominic.
Bye-bye.
I don't know why, but I was waving at you. But bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Take care.
The one Spiriva, this little tiny thing, $600. $600 for this.
Yeah, I was watching the thing the other day. How much is your ibuprofen over there?
I don't
Ibuprofen.
know. This is for the Spiriva.
Spiriva. She's paying $600 for a little bottle of it.
Yeah, but I'm sure your ibuprofen over there.
It's a can. Little can.
It's a can.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm talking about your ibuprofen itself. I'm sure somebody said the other day it's something like $60 for a pack of 8 or something stupid.
Well, I have to pay the copay on that. Bye, Dom.
Lynn has to pay copay on all of her prescriptions, even though the VA is supposed to be taking care of it.
Yep.
It's horrible.
With the two inhalers, it was $68 for me.
Copay, right?
That was my copay. When I asked how much they were, the lady said that this Spiriva was $600. I said, holy shit.
Now, how much is the other medication?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was too scared to ask.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Well, that's another way to keep all of these veterans in line, because all they need to do is to either slow pay or no pay. Because what Lynn ran into, there's a lot of pharmacies that will not take VA insurance. So
the
that
doctor
just
gave
goes.
me the script on a Friday. I could not get the medicine till Tuesday because Walmart, Kroger, they all ended their contracts with the VA and the government.
So and the reason they ended their contracts with the government is the government wasn't paying them.
Right. So now they've got Meyer. So I had to go to Marysville to Meyer to get this medicine. And there's veterans that don't have the money for their copay, so they don't even get their medicine because they can't afford the copay.
That's all.
They just die, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Thankfully I can afford the copays, but there's a lot of veterans that can't.
It should never be that way, should it? It really should not. And you know, I know,
Oh, it shouldn't be, but they don't care, David. They don't care.
I know what you're saying about, you know, thinking, but someone somewhere, you know, slightly away that, you know, so you guys are not directly involved. They can go to this government and say, enough is enough. You know, you've got an election
You
coming up.
raise your hand and you complain. You're taking the biggest chance of your life.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
Pull all your
you guys are-
benefits, you'll get no money, you'll get no medicine, you'll get no care, and none of us want to do that.
no, but you shouldn't be have to worry about voicing your concerns. But what I'm saying is, you've got an election guy coming up, and you know you need to try and get somebody, you know, speaking about this at the rallies and stuff. Say you know you're all right having all the veterans.
Because people have been complaining for years and years and nothing has happened.
Yeah, people have been complaining about it, David, but the sad part is, if you're too boisterous about complaining, they'll just cut you off.
Punished. You get punished.
Yep.
And it's the same thing. They keep saying they're handling military sexual assaults and trauma. No, they're not. They're still just as bad now as they were back in the 1970s.
Yeah,
It's never going to change.
same over here. They're on about, you know, the sort of. There's so many veterans that come out of the army. You know, they've been to war. They've seen some horrible things. They come out of the army. They've got mental health issues, and instead of helping them, they're just dumped on the streets. There's so many veterans on the streets, and people keep saying it's the immigrants coming over here that's the reason they're on the streets. It's not the immigrants. It's the fact that our government don't think what they're doing when they finish.
Yep,
you know?
exactly.
Well, it's just like over here. They closed all the mental hospitals, all the facilities where people could get psychiatric care. They closed them all. That's a major, major thorn. That's why we have so many on the streets.
Yeah, same over here. They're closing down. We've still got the mental health units you can go to, and you still got the
Problem's still there. They're not treating it.
but we've got the little hospitals where, you know, if you end up going nuts, you go in. But most of it now is care in the community, you know, and this is why there's more suicides now, you know, and
Oh, 26 a day for the veterans.
26 suicides a day. And those veterans gave everything to the country, and that's the way the country's treating them, to the point where they just kill themselves.
A lot of them are showing up at the VA hospital with their medical records, and they'll sit in the parking lot and commit suicide. So when they're found, their medical records are on their lap.
yeah, it's wrong, isn't it? Like Brother Ken says, it sounds like you need a good lawyer on your side.
Still going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is big. It's like
We know that.
they know that you can't beat them.
No, you can't. And you can't sue the military. You can't sue the government. Even though people say, oh, yeah, now it's possible. Bullshit. No.
The problem is,
Even
because
if they do an operation to screw you up, you can't sue them. They'll just try to repair you and probably still screw it up even worse.
Yeah, and you'll have a black mark on your medical record as though she's a complainer.
You're a PIA.
Yep.
see that again, that shouldn't be a case either. You know, it should be treatment first, then.
You're going to just take it the way they give it to you and you're going to like it. That's it. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right, Edward.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Nor will they ever. I'm just one of millions.
Oh yeah, how many veterans are there in the United States now? Then
No idea. Too many.
because you've got the Vietnam.
and they're dying every day. So
Yep. Well, we have very few World War II ones left. Very few. I saw one today at the hospital, and he was a Korean vet, and he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't even talk. His wife was pushing him.
Yeah, same over here. I don't think we've got any World War II veterans left. Might have one or two.
I lost my dad 4 years ago. He was World War II. But no, it used to be I would go and I would see a lot of veterans with World War II hats on, Korean hats, Vietnam. Now all I see are Vietnam. Well, Afghanistan and Korea, or not Korea,
Iraq, yep.
Yeah. It was like
newer campaigns, not us oldies.
Yep.
yeah, a few years ago, just after 2016, just after the Brexit vote, and everyone was going around, yeah, we've got our freedom. And they were all, shouting this. And there was this elderly gentleman that had been to the supermarket, and he was struggling with his shopping. I said, I'll give you a hand, carry this back. How far up do you live? He turned out he lived bloody miles away. I wish I hadn't offered. But no, it was the right thing to do. Helped him with his shopping. And as he was walking up, he said to me, all them people in town shouting about getting their freedom, he says, I fought in World War II. And if I knew what I was fighting for back then and what little shits the world would become, he said, I wouldn't have bothered.
Yep. Because you just pissed away your whole life.
Yeah. You lost your
For me,
friends,
it wasn't just
family.
me.
Yeah.
One of my decisions affected my daughter, and I'll never forgive myself for that. But again, I believed the government. I believed the military when they said it was safe to take our kids. It was an accompanied tour. They would be safe.
Nah.
Well, her daughter, okay, she was deployed to Italy. She used to drive back and forth to Germany, and her daughter was there when Chernobyl blew up.
We were both there, both Jennifer and I.
Yep. And so now Jennifer cannot have kids or anything. How old was Jennifer at the time?
She was in third grade, second grade, third grade.
Chernobyl's in Ukraine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just right across the.
The cloud went over us twice. I was shoveling the dust with
The radioactive dust.
pan,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I had taped a curtain rod to the handle on the dustpan with duct tape, and we were shoveling the dust off our sidewalk in our driveway. That's how deep it was.
Bloody hell.
We had no fresh food of any kind for months because everything was contaminated. We lived off Chef Boyardee in a can. That was our main thing. If it was in a can, it was safe.
Yes.
And it's even worse for the people that were right there.
Yeah. God.
We just got the fallout.
And I think we're going to end up with another one where the way this war in Ukraine's going.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, David. That the Ukraine war is going to expand because China and Russia, they want to really show that they're the
Well,
ones.
look what they're trying to do over in oh crap, I can't think.
Taiwan?
We've had a foothold and we've had a base there forever, and now they want to kick us out because Russia and China have ganged up together and they're coming after us and all of our allies and wherever we have got military installations throughout the world to get rid of us.
What's the name of your dad's video?
Sworn to return. He talks about the difference between the Germans and the Russians. Brother Ken, you are so right. They get better health care. But for me, the VA really, really dropped the ball big, big time. How do you go from nothing to stage 3 all of a sudden? Somebody explain that to me.
Yeah, it's not.
My thing is, what the hell happened to stage 1 and 2?
Is that your parrot, can you, Linny?
Yeah, that's one of the kids.
That's little man playing with his toy.
All right, I thought I could hear. I thought you. What was your bird called again? Anthony, that's the one.
Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit. I don't. If David and Laura, have you ever seen Lynn's dad's?
Yeah, we've
video?
seen it. We've watched it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, but post it in the chat again because it's a good reminder. People should watch it. It's, you know.
Yeah, it's good to realize exactly what the veterans did for us.
You know, if we don't watch these stories, we're not going to know. We're not going to learn.
Well, it's like Dad talked about the huge difference between the Germans and the Russians. And we should have learned from that. Nobody did. Nobody did.
Hang on a minute. I'm getting it posted. There you go. There's the Bill Turney story.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Do you think? Do you think we should?
It's up to you.
Screen share. Here we go. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay. Let me go over here first and
we'll bring on.
YouTube.
I'm going to hang up.
Okay, honey.
All right. Catch you later, Lynn. Take care.
Okay, I pulled up the chat over here so I can see it. Sworn to Return is the name of the video. And the link is in the chat. How many people we got still here with us? Only 5 people watching. I don't know if I should show it, but I'm going to show a little bit of it. I'll race through it. David, you remember it, right?
Yeah, I remember quite a lot of it. It's,
This was a production.
I went in the Army on
That's her dad's.
September the 4th, 1944. And went from there to Texas, Fort Hood, Texas, took my basic training.
All right, man.
And
Get your guns loaded.
that was in late December. I was getting ready to go overseas. And I knew the Battle of the Bulge was going on, and I knew I was going to be in it. And when I left home, I kind of said something stupid to my mom and dad, and I promised I'd be back. And stupid promise. So I went in, took basic training. We were supposed to have 16 weeks basic training. And as the war escalated in Europe with the Battle of the Bulge, the time got shorter and shorter, and instead of 16, it went down to 12, and I ended up leaving there, let's see, 5 or 6 months. And then I went to the East Coast, and I went overseas on the Queen Mary. They were using it as a troop ship. And then when they go across the ocean, they go south, north, trying to get away from the subs. And we had one sub that was spotted, but nothing happened. So I get to Scotland, took the train down to England, and then I crossed the channel on a Liberty ship, landed in Le Havre, France. Got on the train the next day, a 40-8, which used to be, they called it 40 men, 8 horses. And it was just an old boxcar. And took that to Metz, France. And we're going through all these towns. And as I went through France, there was a little town the train went through, and it was Bar-le-Duc, France. And there's an American hospital, American Army hospital right there, and all the guys that were in the hospital were out there in their bathrobes and their combat boots, and you'll be sorry, you'll be sorry. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to get in the war because I had one brother younger than I, and I didn't want him to have to go. I knew I'm the guy that's going to go. So I couldn't wait to get there.
What's interesting about this story is
So I got there and got
he was
assigned
still
to
alive, and he wouldn't talk about it
went
when he
to a
was alive.
replacement depot. And
But just
and
before
I
he died, he
got
says, "I'm
signed
ready
up
to
with
tell
the
my story."
4th Armored Division, Company C, 53rd Armored Infantry Battalion. If the roads were good, you went on a half track or at the top of a tank. And if it was raining and the all muddy roads you couldn't travel, we walked. So I was armored infantry. Got up to the front, we went up on 2.5-ton trucks, and got off, and we were marching up this road that was all torn to pieces. The trees, the tops of the trees were all gone and everything. And I looked on the ground, and it was a boot. And like I say, I was just a snot-nosed 18-year-old kid, so I kicked the boot. And the boot flipped over, and there was a foot in it. And I thought, hey, this is for real. Then I got serious. And so I went on up to the front, and one of the veterans said, don't get friendly with anybody, because you're not going to be here that long. And it was true. And I was one of the lucky ones. I'm here. And so Bastogne, they went to Bastogne, Belgium, down through Luxembourg, right next to Trier, Germany. I got shot on the 23rd of February. Sergeant told me once, the first time the sergeant told me, Turney left scout. And I thought, oh boy. And I said, I don't want to be the first scout. He said, come here. I went over to him and he says, you've been with us for, well, it was like forever, but it was only a couple of weeks. He said, have you ever seen a scout get shot? And I said, no. And he says, do you know why? No. And he says, because they don't want to shoot the first ones. They want to let the first platoon, second platoon, third platoon go by, and then when they get the tail end, then they start from the back and go to the front. So you're not going to get killed first, but you are going to be on your own. So that saved me. So I told him, I'll be a scout anytime, and thought I was really doing a good job. When I got shot, I was a scout, left flank. You're out front. In other words, the guys are coming wherever they're coming from, along the edge of the woods, out across the field, out of some buildings, and I'm in front. And if I see anything, then I gotta holler down or whatever, or say left front, right front, wherever the shooting's coming from. It was a big valley. mountains on this side, mountains ahead of me, mountains. We had come down a mountain and we're in this flat field, great big huge field, 1,200 men, and they were coming in behind you, and they're all spread out. I was the scout, I could see everything, and I saw machine gun fire from here and here, and then the machine gun fire just crisscrossed that field like that. And the first barrage got me. When I went down on the ground, I threw my hand up like this. That's where my hand was, right? I got shot in the head. I got shot right through here. The bullet stayed in my arm, so it saved me from getting shot in the head. If they would have hit me in the head, wouldn't be here talking to you. They were throwing some light fire at us, like, you know, like rifle fire, and then they started easing up, and they didn't shoot us or nothing. So I'm green, you know, and I didn't know what was going on. So I hollered up to Sergeant. I said, "What's going on?" And he says, they got us trapped. We can't get out, so they're gonna throw mortars in. Now they got a target. We're in. So pretty soon the mortars started coming in. Kill us all right there if they could. Sergeant says, "Do you know where those machine guns fired from? You're the first one to see them, you know." And I said, "Yeah, I know where they were." I said, "See all that green stuff down there? That's probably little trees and bushes growing out of a creek." And I said, "They're in the creek, big bad, and that's where they're firing from." He says, "You're gonna have to go tell the company commander." I said, "Where's he?" "Well, he must be over by the road, because we got no communication. We ain't got no walkie-talkies or nothing, and just on your own." So I took my overshoes off, because I didn't have any combat boots. I had buckle galoshes. I took the galoshes off and left my rifle, all my ammo, and all my goods, gas mask, everything. So I run across this open field. The only thing in this open field was a few bales of hay. Only but they don't bale it. It was they just rake it up in a pile. Well, that ain't gonna stop now. A little pile of straw. I was pretty scared, but I could always run. When I was in school, there was only one guy that could run faster than I could. So I could run. And boy, I took them galoshes off, and when I took off, I ran. Come to that first pile, I thought, well, I'll get behind here. And then I looked up, and it's all loose straw. That ain't gonna stop no bullet, you know. And when I got to the edge of the road, there was a medic waiting for me. And I just dove right in the ditch, you know. And he come right over to help me, and I said, "Where's the company commander? I got a message. I got to get it out." And so he says, you can't run down that road. There's a little blacktop road, ditch on each side, and then it was like the ground was like that. So of course, by this time, where I got shot was starting to get to me. So I got up and I'm running down the road, and everybody's hollering at me, "Get down, get down." And all I could hear was small arms fired. And when I got down to them, here's all my company commanders and all the brass was down there. And I said, a message from Sergeant Haney. And I said, I know where those machine guns are. So about that time, I thought the world came to an end, because I was standing up talking to these guys, and one of them reached out, grabbed me by the ankles, and pulled me down. I went down like a telephone pole, you know, and he kind of shook me up a little bit, and he said, "You're going to get killed. Get down here." When I was running with that message, I had an M43 jacket on, and when I got to the road, they were firing 20 millimeter, and 20 millimeter, if it touches anything, it explodes. A little shrapnel in the back of my jacket, in the back of my neck. All had little pieces of red hot shrapnel, you know, just peppered me. Did nothing to kill me, but just peppered me. And those guys, and they start beating me on the back, and I thought they were saying, "Good job," you know. And here they're trying to put fire out. It was just smoldering, but it was, and told them I said, see all that bush stuff over there? There's got to be a creek running through here. And they're down the banks of the creek, and that's where they crisscrossed to fire at us. They said, okay. So they radioed up to the hill of the mountains. It was a small mountains, and did that. Well, that's when the mortars started to come in, and then they were trying to zero in on the mortars. So I had passed out, and they took me back to the rear. I went to the hospital. They took me to a church or a school auditorium, I'm not sure. And I can remember laying on the table with my arm out like this, and there was a nurse at my shoulders, rubbing my back or my neck and that, and keeping me calm. They didn't have enough to put me out, and I laid there with my arm like out on a little board, I was laying on a table, and I could see the doctor working. I saw him take the scalpel and cut, and the little ripples of skin go up like up. And the third time he cut to get it out, I passed out. And I came right back. The nurse was telling me, you're all right, you're all right. And, well, when I went to the hospital, then there was fighting when I had left. And then some of the guys that got hurt in that fighting was with me when my incident happened. And so they told me, and they called in more reinforcements and went up there where they could look down this creek bed, and then they fired down the creek bed, and then Germans were scattering. I said, did everybody get out? They said, yeah, we lost a few, and they had a few wounded in that hospital with me in Bar-le-Duc. So now I'm one of the guys out front waving at the guys going up saying, you'll be sorry. So I think I was in the hospital 17 days, I think. And the doctor he had a Polish name about that long. And we always called him, he said, just call me Dr. Casey. So he was just a great guy. He come in one day and he says, Bill, he says, I got to talk to you. He says, things are getting tough up at the front. He says, the Battle of the Bulges. He says, we're losing a lot of people, and I can't keep you here too much longer. I know you're just a kid. And he says, this is the worst job that I've ever had. This is to say, you got to go back up front. Sent back up to the front. I ran into a friend that was a cook in my outfit. He was from Chicago, and he got sick. He didn't get wounded, but he got sick and went back to the hospital. And we met on this train to go back up the front. And so we sat down and talked together, and I said, you know what? We could be going to any outfit in Europe. We don't know what we're going to get into. So all the trucks and whatever transportation from everybody that was going back up the front. So we started walking through, looking for one that said 4th Armored Division. So we're going up together, so finally we come to a truck. We asked the drivers, each truck driver, we'd ask their assistant, where are you heading? Where are you taking this stuff? And we got to one, he says, we're heading for the 4th Armored. Can we hitch a ride? He says, I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no. He said, but when we leave, if you're in the back of the truck, you're going to the 4th Armored. So we got back to our own outfit. And the guys that we knew and could depend on. And so we got back up to the outfit and started the same thing again. Scouts out, and it went on from there. And it was nasty. The Germans knew that they were on their last leg, and they brought every piece of equipment they could get to come up to stop this Battle of the Bulge, because they were the one that was making the attack. We're holding. And by this time, the Germans had brought all in their SS troops. Well, to be an SS troop, you had to be 6'2" or 3", and they were monsters, I'm telling you. They were gung-ho. They were fighters. I mean, they were tough. And I knew that at 5'6", I couldn't whip them. So I had to shoot them. And they were diehards. You couldn't. And he went like this, and I saw this object coming at me. And it was a Thompson submachine gun with the wooden stock broke off. All I had was the metal parts. It wasn't, and it held clips, not a drum. It held clips. Bags crisscrossed down my chest, and I must have carried at least 15 or 16 full clips. Each clip had 45 rounds in it, I think. Waiting around just to see what's going to happen. It was just a target. But fortunately, the half track never got blew up. It was awful. You wake up in the morning and first thing you do is try to grab your feet and rub them and get them warm because it was cold. And of course, after I was there, they gave me a few tips on what to do, you know. They were a good bunch. I was with a good outfit. We couldn't have anything hot. We couldn't make coffee. We couldn't heat food. We couldn't do nothing. The only thing we had at the time is these little sterno cans. And we'd try to warm some K rations were in cans. We didn't cold. It was just so cold. You can't believe it. And I carried mail for 31 years. But I was never as cold as I was in the Battle of the Bulge. Guys not moving in the morning, you go over and they're froze to death. I'm serious. They're froze to death overnight. You go to bed at night, say, please let me wake up in the morning. It's the first guy you see that you say, well. And I thought of my brother again. I don't want him to have to go through this, so I guess I'm the one. If we'd had a couple more generals like him, the war would have been shortened much. Saw him on one rainy morning. We was staying in a farmhouse. It was raining, nasty, wet, damp, dirty day. But he knew how to win a war and how to go into an attack. He was a tactician, very good. Like we always used to say, it's our blood, his guts.
I'm moving it ahead a little bit.
During the war, I did a lot of praying with everybody else. But I didn't say anything. I just nodded my head and took my helmet off.
On of Weissenturm, Germany is littered with equipment of every description, abandoned by the Nazis as they were backed up to the river.
Threw a paper towel over you from the prison camp. They tried to fight back, but we run them off and killed every one of them as they were trying to go up this hill.
And General Eisenhower, a man hardened by the blood and shock of war, seems appalled at these unbelievable sights. Accompanied by General Bradley on his revolting mission, and also by General Patton, hard-boiled yet visibly moved, the Supreme Commander sees demonstrations of the torture racks. How many were put to the torch, no one will know. How many while alive? Lime pits, flesh-eating, bone-consuming lime, accounted for others. Germans are conducted to a murder shed where thousands, too ill to be herded to the rear by Nazis, were slain in cold blood.
So we went on, that was the 4th of April.
History.
These great big buildings, these gas chambers, and they just run all the people in there and then shut the doors all and windows all down and turn the gas on. And then they'd haul them out of there with tractors, bulldozers, and drop all the bodies and then take them and put them in a new ditch. And the stench. Honest to God, the stench is awful. And if we wouldn't have stopped him, guess where we'd be today? We heard this commotion, and there was guys sitting on this side of the half track, and I was sitting on this side. They were looking good. And I don't.
War has ended, and how William turned.
You give the orders to the younger ones, go get killed. And I couldn't do that. German prisoners, from the guys we were fighting, 5,000 of them wanted to give up. They didn't want to be killed. But as the war retreated back, their families came from all over Germany to be with them. So we got mothers and fathers and grandmas and grandpas and grandkids and babies. And 5,000 of these people are going to give up to us. And I'm supposed to, one of those 4 of us. So we go up to where we were supposed to pick them up. On the map, it was Hill 264. I had the map. We went out in a half track. It was me and 2 other guys in the half track. We had a machine gun on the turret and one on the side, and then one at the rear corner. And that's what we had. Could take 5,000 people. Now we knew some of these German soldiers had guns. We knew that. So we was on the lookout. We were up high on this Hill 263 or 64, I can't remember. And you ever see a column of ants coming down like this? That was people. They're coming out from the trees and the hind, and they're coming down like a train. Mothers, fathers, everybody. And they come down. I thought, this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna live the end of the war. And I was thinking to myself at the time. So I went out, got to the front of the column that was coming down and stopped them. And one of the guys that was with me, they sent one of the guys that was with us, could speak a little German. And all these people wanted to do was give up. So we had to drive about 3 miles, I guess, from where we picked them up on this mountain or hill until we got to an open space. People with the kids and everything over to the Russians. And baths and the ladies are washing the babies, and we thought, well, that's good. That's good. So we didn't know what was going on. I was waiting for orders, and I get the orders. We're supposed to turn all of these people with the kids and everything over to the Russians. And we knew the Russians would kill them. Now what do? Are we going to fight the Russians right here and keep these people safe, or what? Just then, the lieutenant comes down and he says, just let the Russians take them. And I said, that's not right. That's not the way it is. We're the good guys. Let them take them. So we were sitting, and there's a stream, a little creek that come out of that pond and coming. It was behind where we were. And they were using it for a toilet and everything else, so there's all kinds of waste floating in this. All of a sudden we heard the ruckus. We were out there we had our arms and everything, we just didn't know what was going to go on yet, other than we had to give them to the Russians. And we heard pop, pop, pop. And we knew it was a gun because we're all taking cover. And here a German guy, a German soldier, had a small caliber 25 caliber pistol. And was him and his wife and his daughter. The daughter was probably 8 or 9 years old, prettiest thing you ever saw. And he shot his wife in the head. He shot the little girl in the head, and he tried to shoot himself in the head. And when he shot himself in the head, he didn't kill himself. So we immediately took over the situation. And here's this mother, father, and the little girl, like she's laying in a sewer. It was something else. And we had orders not to touch them, not to touch the Russians. And they were trying to rape every woman that was there. They were animals. I mean animals. So we stopped that. We were able to stop that. The officers all got together and said this raping and beating up the women, they had to stop. Well, this time all I want to do is get the hell out of there because I'm in charge of the GIs I brought in. And I wasn't even an officer, nothing. I was just Bill. And that upset me pretty good, like everything else. And I think to myself, how much more of this can you take? You know, I'm running out of gas. We got up to Port Huron and went up Pine Grove Avenue, and I worked at that gas station, Thomas Street Crossing. Got off the bus, and there's my old boss.
Okay, so that's enough. If you want to see the whole thing, the link is in the chat.
Yeah.
Everybody should take a look at it. It's a hell of a, it's a hell of a show.
Yeah.
There's a few tears there.
There's something in that
Season.
no people don't realize.
And I don't know.
These guys go to war. They are not fighting their own war. They're fighting a government's war. And that's why your government should look after your servicemen and women.
Exactly. And what I thought was really nice about that video that her dad did, as you can see how emotional he was. He did that video about a year or two before he died. And the emotional, and it affected him his whole life. The entire time after he got back to Port Huron and went to work at the post office, he never talked about it. Never talked about the war. And then he got to the part when he was, you know, he kind of knew his days were numbered. And he says, he said, yeah, I'm ready to tell the story. So they got a film crew together and they did that video.
Yeah, I know there was a guy over here and he was a bit like Lynn's dad, and he didn't want to tell his story until the very end. And when he did tell his story, there was moments where he said, like, he was told, you know, to shoot people on behalf of someone else. It was someone else's evilness that wanted to kill the people that had handed themselves in. He said, I had to do it. It was kill them or be killed.
Yeah.
Because he told his story, he got arrested for war crimes.
Yep. Well, Lynn's dad sat with that on his mind for 70 years. How old was Lynn was your dad when he died?
That was 4 years. How old's Linny? She's in her 60s, isn't she?
Linny is 71.
71.
Gonna be 72. So that was before Lenny was even born. So he was probably close to 90, 95.
93.
93, okay. But that just shows the kind of people that made a commitment to this country, and yet here's Lynn's the same way. I mean, she's got stories she could tell, but she won't do it. She's got stories she could tell, but you know, Lynn's dad set the bar high, and Lynn followed through. In fact, she was a combat pilot in Vietnam, and she did helicopters in Vietnam, and she was kidnapped off the streets in Vietnam and held hostage until a hostage recovery team got to her, and they did all kinds of unspeakable things to her. And then she had to be transferred to the Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany to be put back together again. So you talk about PTSD, you know.
Yeah. There are two different types of PTSD. You have your war PTSD, which you cannot compare with anything. And then you have the PTSD that I have where, I've been stabbed and attacked and stuff. But then you have the other PTSD where there's nothing actually, you've not seen anything. Yeah. They just, it's just so minor that what they've seen, and they think, and it's wrong that people like Lenny, they should be at the top of the chain.
Oh yeah, definitely. They should be taken care of above all.
Yeah.
Because, this is during Vietnam, when Vietnam people just spit upon the soldiers and everything else. And they had the courage to go ahead and serve their country because they were called.
Yep.
And yeah, it's not good, but and I if I had my way, I'd get a hold of some big news stations and go tell her story, but now it's not my place.
No, I mean, I'd love to be able to go make a scene and say this ain't right. But again, would your government listen to somebody in the UK?
Yeah, Lynn says, but you got to remember, David, the Pentagon and the military swore that there were no women in combat in Vietnam. And that was an out and out lie because she was in combat in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, she's living proof.
Yep. But they don't. They push that to the side, under the table. In fact, her government records do not show that she was in combat in Vietnam.
What was she doing there?
It's our government is so screwed up, and instead of honoring the veterans, they disgrace the veterans behind their backs.
Yeah. Well, Lenny, I wish I could, battle on and help you out and stuff. It's just wrong.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody, if you can, go up and view the story that I put up there in the chat.
It's definitely worth a watch all the way through.
Yeah, because we were jumping through a little bit.
And it's those sort of stories that needs to be played in schools and stuff. You know what? You might think you're clever with your little Xbox. Oh, I've got PTSD because I've seen a guy get blown away on a stupid computer game. Yeah. Nah. You ain't. See what these guys have got. Or had.
And
Yep, so, I would say, if you get a chance, go watch it. Just to remember how much military service makes a difference in the world. So I think we're gonna call it.
Yeah, well, it was a good chat, and like I said, I wish Linny all the best.
Yep, we do to everybody. Everybody has happy thoughts and good thoughts for Lynn while she struggles with the VA not taking care of her medical issues. She has PTSD, she has Agent Orange, she has radiation poisoning and all kinds of things. So just have some good thoughts for Lynn, and we'll see everybody again tomorrow.
Yeah, catch you all later. Take care.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.